started in something completely different to marketing. I launched my career, I guess, in sports science. So I started at uni doing a Bachelor of Exercise and Sports Science. I wanted to go down the dietitian train. I love, and to this day still love, everything to do with human movement, exercise, nutrition and wellbeing as a quite a holistic piece. So that was my view, and that's all I ever wanted to do. So jumped in, went to uni, did that, loved it, and kind of got to the end and wondered where to from here. I kind of saw the struggles, I guess, or the lack of job opportunities at that point in my career of where to go to from here, based on people around me. So I kind of sat there and went, okay, so what else could there be? And I guess the people around me, my sister being one, who I'll talk about later, but she's actually my business partner. She was in marketing. My dad was an entrepreneur in business, and I thought, I'm going to dive in and I'm going to go back to uni and do a master of business, and majoring in marketing. And I just jumped in because I, to be honest, didn't know. It felt right. My gut told me it was right. And I was genuinely just really interested in learning more. I always found I had a business brain, grew up surrounded by people in business. So dove into that. And then whilst studying full-time, worked my way up, I guess, from your junior marketer in multiple different roles, both in B2B and B2C space, primarily digital marketing. And back then, I mean, this was only 6-7 years ago. Digital marketing, as you can imagine, back then has changed rapidly. So dived in, I guess, when social media itself had kind of just I guess was growing really rapidly, and it was at the start of its growth phase. So learnt extraordinarily fast on the job of what it required to be involved and evolve in digital marketing as a marketer. And when I graduated, I continued to work, and I learned in multiple different types of businesses, from your corporate space to smaller business as well. And I landed what I would have thought, and it was at the time, my dream role, which was working at Michelle Bridges' 12-week body transformation in their marketing team. And it was essentially the be-all and end-all for me, because it combined marketing and health science. So I was, blown away to have landed that role in the first place. I think I was highly underqualified for what they wanted, but, dove in with the right attitude and absolutely loved it from the get-go. I started off, down the bottom as a junior marketer, I guess, working my way across the landscape of digital marketing, from everything from social media, email marketing, and worked there for 4 years essentially, and landed with my final role there being acquisition marketing manager. So everything to do with getting members in the door as an online business was my role. And again, it was a digital business. So everything we did as marketing was digital. The majority of the team as a whole was digital. And so it was a huge, I guess, learning how a business can be solely online and how it can thrive being online as well. But also the rapid rates at which you always need to be evolving and innovating to improve and continue to get customers in the door. And then on the flip side of that, I guess, as I said, my whole family have always been in business. And so there was always in the back of my mind a bit of a goal and a passion to do something for myself. And so 4 years ago, my sister and I were sitting at the dining room table, both talking about our passion for marketing, and our dad was in the room talking about business and how that's all he's ever known and loved. And we thought, why don't we do something on the side as well, so we can work together. That's when essentially Ask Marketing evolved. So Alexandra and Stephanie King is what Ask Marketing stands for. And it kind of started literally on the dining room table going, how can we help small businesses to understand digital marketing as we do, when it is evolving so rapidly, and we're living and breathing it in our corporate roles. So how can we, I guess, push that knowledge into smaller businesses who don't have that ability to understand? Anyway, so it grew and grew and grew. My sister took the reins, I guess, a little more. She has been or grew the business from the ground up for the handful of years since it begun. And I think her knowledge combined with my knowledge, I guess, really worked hand in hand. So her experience in the corporate world from a strategy perspective across e-commerce and a lot of B2B marketplaces, combined with my knowledge of essentially, that really tactical digital marketing strategy and the grind work that's required to essentially execute a campaign ongoing in the online space was I guess a really nice pairing. So I guess for the last 4 years, that's what we've been growing with and trying to grow. And to this day, it's evolved to the place it is now, where COVID this year has really benefited us in a way that our business now provides virtual marketing management, which is quite a different offering to your traditional marketing agency that exists in the market at the moment, as we provide the same level of digital marketing leadership as our corporate counterparts, but at a fraction of the price by doing it in a virtual way. So this year has been crazy and it's been exciting and a whirlwind of growth, but it's been amazing, and it's really exciting to see the hard work has really paid off, and that we're at a place now that, business owners and particularly B2B business owners at the moment are really starting to understand and love what we do, because it's a different approach that businesses are really looking for right now. So the best career advice I ever received was actually from a family member who said, never leave a role whilst you're still learning. And I think that epitomizes everything I've ever done or executed on in a role, because I think as soon as you do stop learning, it is that time to challenge yourself again and jump to the next phase. But whilst you are still learning and being that sponge and feeling like you're being challenged is where you absolutely should stay and grow, because that's where the growth lies. The worst career advice, I had to think about this for quite a long time, because I don't know that any advice is necessarily bad, but for me, looking back on previous roles, particularly in the corporate world, where, you can either have a mindset of working in the corporate world and working your way up the ladder, as they say, or jumping into business yourself. I got a lot of scrutiny, I guess, years ago, when I was considering my own business on the side, that there would never be enough job security or a steady salary to make it worthwhile. And I think that's really disappointing for a young woman in the workplace to learn that, or to be told that from the start, because I absolutely don't agree. And, whatever makes you passionate and whatever you see or your gut tells you to do, you should absolutely just do. So that's clear to me now, and I can stand here and be glad that I've completely not absorbed that belief now. The biggest thing I wish I knew was that to be very open to any connection that you can make, any facet of your life. You never know who you're going to meet, or who that person may know, or what they're going to tell you, or what you may learn from them. So having really open mind and open ears in any minute of your life, wherever that may be, would definitely be one thing I wish I knew back then. I guess being so young in my career still, I am, I guess, not inclined to say that I've made a mistake. I genuinely think, that every decision we make in our life isn't a mistake. It's just a learning. And, you can take what that learning is and reshape it to it being a really positive. So at this point, I don't want to say I've made a mistake. I've learned a hell of a lot. And there's been challenges along the way, but I, genuinely believe that they weren't mistakes and they were just taking me to the path that I'm on now. Definitely the key for my success to where I am this day is to be working with my sister and co-founder. You know, when you go to work every day, it doesn't feel like work when you're doing it with a best friend or someone that you feel like you just all you do is have fun and you're on the same journey. So I genuinely believe, you know, you've got to, anyone in business, you've got to be in business with the right people. And yeah, she definitely challenges me. We challenge each other, and we get through, you know, the chipping away mentality that all business owners need. And yeah, just working hard every day. I think, you know, you just need to, I guess, grow as a human, but also grow with an open mind. And she definitely helps me to do that. And I think having each other to get through the challenges that business and entrepreneurship has been, you know, the focus and the reason that we've developed and gotten to where we are now. So I'm grateful for that every day.